Alright, I'm done with this. I'm done copying MBT. We're done with the skits. We're done with all of that. We're going back to basics. What is up, Dogmatica Nation, and welcome back to the lab. This series where I test off-meta strategies and some of your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Formats. Today, and in our format, we're playing FA, aka Formula Athlete. Here's the list, and wow, we're playing trap cards. Maybe one day I'll play Torrential. Alright, FA is an archetype inspired by racing. And not just any racing, literally every type of race you can think of, put into one. Okay, that's the UA callback joke done. The FA cards all have the gimmick of having 0 attack points, but gaining 300 attack for each level the monster has, aka revving it up. Each of these monsters manipulates the level when an FA spell or trap effect is activated while the monster is face up on the field. They also gain unique abilities once they kick into high gear, aka level 7. Each of the field spells manipulates the other FA monster's levels by 2, either during the main phase, battle phase, or both. They all have the effect to, when destroyed, add any FA card from deck to hand. This effect in the grave not only triggers your FA monster's effects again, but also adds more spells, traps, or even monsters you need. As such, we're only running 9 total FA monsters, but we're running all the available different FA monsters we can. For the monsters, we're oddly enough starting with Speedroid Menko. Its ability to shift the battle positions of all your opponent's monsters on direct attack declaration is not only a battle fader, but also your second monster for rank 4 plays. And now for the FAs proper. 3 copies of FA Sonic Meister. This card can attack monsters twice once he's over level 7, and can't be destroyed by battle by monsters with a lower rank or level than it. 2, Hang on Mock. It's unaffected by activated effects of monsters lower than its level, and at level 7, it's Macrocosmos.
This feels a lot like hell.
As such, it's the only one hit on the ban list. 3, Whip Crosser. It makes your opponent pay 300 to activate the effect of a monster with a lower level than it, and at level 7, your opponent can't discard or send cards from hand to grave to activate effects. And 1, Turbocharger, the only one we're playing that starts at level 6. We're mostly using him as a payoff for Dead Heat and Test Run, so we only need 1 copy. While in the field, monsters your opponent controls with fewer levels/ranks can't target any other cards with attacks or effects except for him, and if Turbo is level 7, while your FA monster battles, your opponent can't activate monster effects until the end of the damage step. For the spells, we're running all the available field spells. Circuit increases levels during the battle phase, and when your FA monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, draw a card. Off-road increases levels during the main phase, and when FA monster is destroyed by battle, discard a random card from your opponent's hand. And City increases levels during both the main phase and the battle phase, and it also makes your FA monsters untargetable. Pit Stop is a quick play that reduces an FA monster you control by 2 levels, but you draw a card plus 1 for each copy of Pit Stop in your graveyard. Also, during your main phase, except the turn it was sent to grave, you could banish it to target an FA monster in grave and special summon it. Test Run is a quick play that targets an FA monster you control and switches its battle position. Then, you can destroy 1 card on the field. Also, during your main phase, except the turn it was sent to grave, you can banish it and target a face-up card you control, destroy it, then special summon an FA from deck. For the traps, 2 copies of Overheat. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon an FA monster from your hand and increase its levels by 3 until the end of the turn, making any of your FA monsters turn on their level 7 effects for the turn. Also, if it's in your grave and you control no field spell, you could banish it to activate a field spell from either the hand or the grave. And finally, Dead Heat, a continuous trap. When your opponent declares a direct attack, special an FA monster from the deck. Also once per battle, if your FA monster battles an opponent's monster, you and your opponent roll a 6-sided die. If you roll higher, your monster's level is increased by 4 until the end of this turn, but if you roll lower, your FA is destroyed. Luckily, because the monster is destroyed right before you take damage calculation, if your monster is destroyed, you don't take any battle damage and your opponent can't redeclare another attack. Because most of the FA spell traps have effects when destroyed or in the graveyard, we have some fun tech options for removal that also pluses us. 3 copies of Storm. Destroy as many spell traps you control as possible, then destroy as many spell traps your opponent controls as possible, up to the number of cards that were destroyed on your side of the field. Important to note, you can fire this even if your opponent has no back row to trigger your field spell search effects. Note, 0 is also an option you can choose to destroy. 3 copies of MST for both your field spells and your opponent's cards. Don't get greedy, just pop theirs first. I know it's a cute play, but still. 3 copies of Wall Disruption and 3 Dinomicious. These are standard staples in my book. Finally, for the extra deck, we have a suite of rank 4s and some high rank cards just in case we get to rev up multiple FA cards, and a couple of links for emergency edge cases. 1 Heartland Draco, 1 Heavy Armored Train, 1 Gunkin Suship Ikura, 2 Asafiel, 1 Volcasaurus, 1 Dark Armed, the Dragon of Armageddon, 1 Draglubion, 2 Hearthearth Dragon, 1 Gravity Controller, 1 Pentastag, 1 Transverser, 1 Triple Burst Dragon, and 1 Power Code Talker. With all that being said, let's get into the duels and rev it up. But first, if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more NR format content. Are there any other NR format decks I should try? Let me know in the comments below. Our first match is up against Fast Magic, and I think the FAs are even faster than they are. They're going to go ahead and go first. We're going to activate the Sky Dragoons of Draconia and Magispector Fox in the Pen Zone, Pendulum out 3 monsters. They're going to activate Harmonizing Magician's effect and Magispector Cat's Nekomata's effect in order to get their effects off. Nekomata's going to add in the end phase, and Harmonizing Magician is going to bring out Timebreaker Magician. They're going to Synchro Summon into Psyframe Lord Omega, going to pass the turn here. They're going to add in the end phase a copy of Magispector Raccoon. We're going to draw for turn, and oh look, so an FA is pretty good in this case. We're going to normal out Whip Crosser, activate the effect of FA Circuit Grand Prix, activating the effect, getting the Circuit Whip Crosser increase in level, and we're going to set Overheat and activate Storm. By activating Storm, we're able to pop both of their Pendulum Scales, as well as activate the effect of FA Circuit Grand Prix, adding from deck to hand a copy of Hang On Mock. Whip Crosser is going to add 1 level. We're going to activate the effect of FA Overheat, putting back into the field the Circuit Grand Prix. Whip Crosser is going to go to level 7. We're going to go to Battle Phase and hit over in the Battle Phase with the effect of Circuit Grand Prix to 2,700 over their 2,500 monster. We're going to activate Circuit Grand Prix's effect, draw a card, and get another level on the card. We're going to set 2 and pass the turn. Luckily, because the Psyframe Lord Omega can only target special summon monsters, and we normal summon out this Whip Crosser, we're going to be just fine. They're going to draw for turn, and that's not going to be good enough. They're going to normal summon out Magispector Raccoon, and we're going to make them have to pay the maintenance costs, bringing out Magispector Cat. They're going to link 3 into Haralvsgar, the Desperate Doom Eagle. They're going to go to Battle Phase, hit over the Whip Crosser. We're going to go ahead and do something a little bit odd here. We're going to activate Mystical Space Typhoon on the copy of FA Circuit Grand Prix. Circuit Grand Prix, we're going to add FA Test Run for later, and we're going to Whip Crosser, get the extra level. 2,100 in, and that's fine. They're going to be able to go ahead and send back from the graveyard to the deck our copy of Whip Crosser, and they're going to pass the turn on Haralvsgar Pass. We draw for turn, and a second wall is so good here. We're going to bring out Hang On Mock. We're going to activate the effect of FA Circuit Grand Prix. We're going to add FA Hang On Mock. Test Run. Swap that Hang On Mock into defense mode. Destroy that Haralvsgar. And then FA Hang On Mock is going to increase by 1. We're going to set 1 more card and pass the turn. We're going to draw for turn, and another spell card isn't what they need. They're going to normal summon out Magispector Cat and set 1 and pass the turn. In the end phase, they're going to add Magispector Raccoon to the hand. We draw for turn, and Sonic Meister is actually pretty good here, too. We're going to go to Battle Phase. We're going to... Oh, wait a minute. Magispector Cyclone, destroy Hang On Mock. We're going to bring out the Sonic Meister. Next, we're going to activate the effect of Test Run, destroying the spell card and bringing out another Hang On Mock. Sonic Meister effect is going to activate to increase its level, and FA Circuit Grand Prix is going to add ourselves any FA card. We're going to bring out City Grand Prix, going to increase the levels of Sonic Meister and Hang On Mock individually. And we are going to make it so they both have themselves buffed up. We're going to activate FA City Grand Prix, end up buffing both of our monsters, and now they're underneath a bit of a floodgate. FA Hang On Mock is crazy for having this sort of floodgate. We're going to go to the Battle Phase, hit in with Hang On Mock and Sonic Meister, and pass the turn. They draw for turn, and Magispector Crow's fine. They're going to activate Summoner's Art. They're going to bring back Foucault's Cannon. They're going to normal summon out Magispector Raccoon, adding a Magispector monster. They're going to add Toad Ogama. They're going to add Toad Pend 1, Foucault Cannon in the Pen Zone 2, and they're going to Pendulum summon out 1 and 2. They're going to activate Crow and activate Fox, going to bring out a Trap and a Magispector spell card from deck to hand. They're going to add themselves a copy of Tempest, and a copy of Sonics. They're going to go ahead and activate Magispector Sonics, targeting the Fox, and... this is going to be so good. Double Wall of Disruption. 0 attack monster. Exact lethal, baby! Let's fucking go. FA forever. We're the fastest around. This deck is so much fun to play. I am a big fan of these cards. Our next match is up against Charmer, and I think that this deck is actually pretty interesting. We're going first. We're going to activate the effect of Circuit Grand Prix, set 2, and pass the turn. We could have gone for an early activation of Storm had we set Overheat and the Grand Prix by not setting the Wall of Disruption first, but we decided not to, and opted instead to play a little bit safer. They draw for turn, and Zoro's actually a really good one. They're going to normal summon out Zoro, special summon out Inari Fire by having a Spellcaster monster on the field. They're going to activate Zoro's effect in order to attach an Iwas. We're going to activate Wall of Disruption and making the Zora only deal 900. They're going to link off these monsters into a Codebreaker Virus Swordsman, set 2, and pass the turn. And, ooh, this Storm is looking delicious now. We're going to draw for turn, and Pit Stop's alright. We're going to activate a copy of Storm, destroying both of our back row and destroying both of their back row. This card is totally unfair in this regard, and Unpossessed is possibly one of their strongest cards, so I'm glad that we got a chance to destroy this card. We activate the effect of Circuit Grand Prix, bring out the Hang-On Mock, normal summoning out the Hang-On Mock, and then activating FA Overheat. Overheat is going to activate the effect of Grand Circuit, is going to reset the Circuit Grand Prix. We go into the battle phase with Hang-On Mock, realize that we're level 7, sure, but we don't have any other effects really we can use, and we can't beat over the Codebreaker Virus Swordsman just yet. We're going to set 2 and pass the turn from here. They draw for turn, and that's fine. They're going to set one monster, going to go into the Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. We're going to activate FA Pit Stop, targeting the Hang-On Mock in order to lower its level, increase its level once more, and being able to activate Pit Stop in the on our turn. We draw for turn, and with the Pit Stop drawing out the Menko, we're able to grab ourselves a copy of Whip Crosser from our draw for turn. We activate FA Overheat, special summoning out the Whip Crosser. We're going to banish with the effect of FA Pit Stop in order to bring out the Hang-On Mock. And of note, importantly, Overheat requires that you or your opponent only controls monsters. We're going to increase the level of Whip Crosser, and we're going to Xyz summon with the Menko and the FA Hang-On Mock in order to make an Exosister Asophil. Our Asophil is going to target the Asophil, go into the battle phase, and here we should have hit with Whip Crosser onto the face-down monster in order to get an extra draw with FA Grand Circuit Pre, but we really want to hit with the 3K, just because, you know, big damage. We hit into the Asa, and luckily none of our monsters are Earth, which is good. The Whip Crosser is going to hit for 3K, and we're going to go to the end of the turn here. Our opponent draws for turn, and they're going to normal summon out the Familiar Possessed lineup. They think they can hit over the FA Whip Crosser due to the damage difference. However, because of the activation of Circuit Grand Prix, we go to level 7, and then we fall back to level 5 once more. We draw for turn, and oh, that's really good. Another Whip Crosser is fantastic. We're just going to go to battle phase after using the Asophil effect, returning back the Lina, and then hitting in for lethal. This game really shows the power of Storm, being able to destroy your opponent's back row and plussing off of the effects of your cards being destroyed by card effect. It's just really, really good. Our second match is up against Subterror, and this hand's alright. We have plenty of disruption for any normal set of cards. However, we have no FA field spells or FA monsters, so we'll have to go ahead and see what we can do from here. Our opponent's going first, going to set 2, bring out the Subterror Nemesis Defender, and pass the turn. We draw for turn, and that seems alright. We're going to set 4 and pass, but having just the Overheat without any FA monsters or FA field spells in hand doesn't really feel like we're going to do too much. They're going to use the effect of Subterror Succession, pitch off the Behemoth, and adding Archer. They're going to normal summon out Archer. We're going to Mystical Space Typhoon the Subterror Succession. They're going to activate Fiendess in hand, being able to flip face down the Subterror Nemesis Defender. We're going to activate Dynamicious, hoping that this will allow us to work in the way we want it to. They're going to activate Subterror Succession, finally sending the Nemesis Defender. Quite unfortunate. They're going to be able to go ahead and add themselves a Stygian Kraken. They're going to Paleo. We're going to pitch off the FA Pit Stop. The MST is not going to go and activate, and they're going to go straight to the battle phase. Go to main phase 2, and go past the turn. They draw for turn, and that's a Menko right there, but we can't really do much about it. They're going to pass a turn from here. They're going to draw for turn, and Behemoth Borrowing is actually pretty decent. They're going to activate the effect of Subterra Succession. We're going to chain Dynamicious just to have something on board. We're going to go ahead and bring it out in attack position. They're going to pitch themselves the copy of Yugioh Channel, adding another Fiendess to hand. They're going to normal summon out Fiendess and then target the Nemesis Archer, do flip face down the Archer, and bring out the Yugioh Channel from the graveyard. They're going to go to the battle phase, hit over with Nemesis Archer. We're going to activate a Wall of Disruption, making it so they take 1200 attack. They're going to activate the effect of Nemesis Archer's effect, being able to bring out the Behemoth Ultramaphus? I don't know. We're going to draw for turn, and I guess we're going to have to do something. We're going to go battle phase into the Fiendess. They're going to force out the Succession. We're going to add from deck to hand a copy of Ultrafamus. We're going to go to the main phase 2, set 1, and activate Storm, destroying our back row to destroy their back row. And they get to pass the turn from here. They draw for turn, and final battle is so annoying. They're going to go to battle phase, hit over with the Ultramaphus. Going to hit with a Yugioh Channel. I'm going to activate Menko, trying to stop a little bit of damage from happening. They're going to activate Behemoth. They're going to activate Yugioh Channel and the Ultramaphus. And we're going to draw for turn. We added Storm. No FA field spell. No FA monster. Oh my god. They draw for turn. A Torrential Tribute. They're going to go ahead and flip over the Yugioh Channel, popping their own Burrowing. They're going to activate the Burrowing effect, adding from deck to hand a copy of a Subterror monster. They're going to flip summon out the Behemoth, not activate the effect. Flip normal summon out the Nemesis Archer, going to battle phase. Subterror final battle onto the monster for a 4k attack and the 1600 attack in. Any FA field spell lets us be in the game at least a little bit. They're going to set the Ultrafamus, they're going to set the Yugioh Channel, and they're going to set Torrential and pass a turn. We draw for turn, and Paleo's not going to do it. We're going to set the Paleo and pass. They draw for turn, and another Paleo, flipping over the Yugioh Channel. They're going to chain Dynamicious, targeting the Archer, I guess. They're going to activate Burrowing's effect to flip face down the Archer, but it doesn't do anything, really. They just have the end of the game right here. We're going to Dino, pitch off that card, destroy the Dino. They're going to activate Yugioh Channel, flipping the card face down. They're going to activate the effect of Ultrafamus, bring it to defense mode. They're going to XC summon with their flip summon Ultrafamus into the Seven Sins, going to the battle phase, hitting over for 4k, and we're going to lose from there. I'd say one of the biggest problems with FA so far has been, well, if you don't draw any of the field spell or any of the monsters, it's pretty pointless to keep on playing. So those are the games, and this is the first event I've ever topped, but I lost my final match to Defense OTK. Going to battle phase. Turbocharger is going to go into the face down monster, and oh no. I look at this card and go, well, I mean, we should be fine. It's not affected by any monster effects, and your opponent monsters cannot activate their effects until the end of the damage step. Oh, monster effects. We attack with Turbocharger, and reading its level 7 effect, we realize that, oh, it can't activate monster effects until the end of the damage step, but they sure can activate traps. They're going to rise to full height, targeting the stone statue, activating D2 shield, doubling its original defense to 4K, from 4k, and with the rise to full light, doubling that defense once more. Oh, 8,000 defense into the 3,300, and with its effect to deal double damage to us, that's gonna be the end of the game. And your deck's based. So I guess it's all downhill from here. The pros of this deck. 1. You're able to search nearly anything from the deck with the field spells. This lets us play other traps that could be game determinative. 2. The ability to special summon cards from deck is not something to be taken lightly. Bring out any monster for your specific situation can win you the game out of nowhere with cards like Dead Heat and Test Run. And 3, you have Macrocosmos on a monster. Hang on Mock is crazy and can lock out strategies all by itself. And the cons. 1, because you need to be able to draw both the spell trap destruction and the field spells, sometimes your hands can be bricked when you draw too many monsters. 2, any link-based strategy lets your opponent play for free. Nearly all the protection effects from the FA monsters are based around them being higher levels or ranks, so without them, you're not having the best of time. And 3, because all the FA cards require their effects to do anything, any form of effect negation causes you to burn out hard. My final thoughts for this deck are as follows. Right Praise hail, brother, yay, yay! Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content. Also, thank you to MBT Yu-Gi-Oh! For the formula of this series. His 10-minute testing for the TCG is the kind of content that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Space needs more of, and I hope that my spin for alt formats does it justice. My name is Doc Conrad, Yugioh, and I hope to see you back in the lab.